KSLA News 12 starts now.
Good evening, I'm Destiny Patterson. Thanks for watching our weekend edition of KSLA News 12. We're going to send it straight over to our first alert meteorologist, Jessica Moore. Jessica, we saw some flurries yesterday. Even some people got, they actually saw snow and it built up. What are we expecting going forward?
Thankfully, not any snow, unless you are a fan of snow. Unfortunately, we don't have any of that or precipitation of any kind in the foreseeable future. I'll show you a little bit more on that coming up, but it is a very cold night in store. Temperatures already very chilly, only going to continue to drop. We're already below freezing along the I-20 corridor, starting with Minden there at 31. We're 31 in Shreveport, 28 currently in Marshall, Texas. Longview sitting at 29 degrees right now. It's 30 in Florida, 31 right now in Mount Pleasant. The warmest spot right now is Texarkana. 39 degrees, but they will continue to drop with temperatures falling below freezing as we already are into Queens, sitting at 27. Overnight tonight is going to be a very chilly night with temperatures in the mid-20s. Don't forget, if you have any pets out there, this is going to be some dangerous cold temperatures for them, so you want to bring them inside if you can, or make sure they have something to keep them warm. But 26 overnight in Shreveport and Mansfield, Marshall, Texas 23, 25 overnight tonight in Homer, 24 for Hope, Arkansas. In the next couple of hours, temperatures will continue to hold on to that near freezing and below mark. Some areas already colder than this now, and will continue to stay a few degrees colder than this as we head into the overnight hours and 2 and 3 o'clock. Calm winds with winds out of the southeast as we head into the overnight hours. But the good news is that temperatures will warm up, especially over the next couple of days. Our average high low 60s, but we're going to be below that, near and right at that, and then continuing to warm above that for the work week. I'll go over that and more coming up in your full forecast.
A Louisiana state trooper is under arrest for a domestic abuse incident. Louisiana State Police say 28-year-old Garrett Yetman was off duty at the time. Early reports in the investigation say Yetman was allegedly involved in an altercation with a female victim. He's been arrested and booked for domestic abuse and battery, as well as simple assault. Yetman was immediately placed on administrative leave, and all law enforcement property was recovered. In Texas, the state reached peak demand for power yesterday morning around 9:15. ERCOT's dashboard showed plenty of supply to meet that demand, with more than 86,000 megawatts of available power. State leaders credited legislation passed after last year's blackouts. State Representative Chris Patty of Marshall helped spearhead that legislation. And with more freezing temperatures, East Texas plumbers are bracing for what's yet to come. Calls for broken water pipes. But until the pipes thaw, there's nothing plumbers can do because they have to know where those breaks are. And with another freeze coming tonight, it could be days before plumbers can answer calls on those frozen pipes. Another COVID milestone for the United States. The virus has now claimed more than 900,000 lives. At the same time, new infections are waning, down 40% over the last week. CBS's Lilia Luciano is in Pasadena with the latest.
COVID is killing nearly 2,400 Americans every day, the highest in a year, with deaths rising in 35 states. But Omicron is in retreat. New infections are plummeting by 50% nationwide, and hospitalizations are down 17%, though healthcare workers are still struggling.
Nurses are overwhelmed, overworked.
Also struggling, long-haul COVID patients who are feeling fatigue, chest pain, and brain fog, some for months.
Taking a shower was exhausting.
Dr. Siddharth Singh of Cedars-Sinai runs a clinic specializing in long COVID.
Is there a group that's at higher risk?
Most of the long haulers we are seeing are actually patients who had mild COVID.
Would you say the vaccines and boosters are also preventing long COVID?
Vaccination may provide some benefits, or may provide some protection from developing, long haul symptoms.
Still, nearly 1 in 4 Americans hasn't received a single shot. And today, there were new protests against vaccine mandates and restrictions in Canada. Trucks and tractors rolled into several cities across the country again this weekend. Fears of clashes are rising, with police calling their actions an occupation.
The people are fed up.
With Omicron cases slowing, there's a renewed sense of confidence. People are out shopping, enjoying restaurants this weekend. As for the rest of the economy, it seems the recent spikes in cases did not slow hiring. According to the January jobs report, there were almost 470,000 new jobs created. Lilia Luciano, CBS News, Pasadena, California.
The Caddo Commission approved a plan that could help fight crime in the city and the parish. This week, the commission passed an ordinance for their Ring doorbell pilot program. They asked for up to $100,000 from the American Rescue Plan to fund it, and this would provide Ring doorbells for certain residents in Caddo Parish to help deter crime. Residents must register with Shreveport's Real-Time Crime Center, and now the commission will issue a request for proposals for a contractor, purchase equipment, and begin the application process for eligible residents.
There are so many horrific stories that are happening in our communities, and often those suspects are not identified because they do not have the proper instruments, the proper tools to help identify those suspects. We hope that this camera will serve that purpose. These cameras will they'll be required to be registered with our Shreveport Crime Center.
The Shreveport Fire Department is using modern technology to help cover their staff shortage. This is the Lucas device. SFD leaders demonstrated how it's used for CPR situations, and the department says the device does continuous chest compressions up until its battery runs out.
You're supposed to switch every 2 minutes when doing CPR, as you're trained by American Heart Association, but it frees up those two members to do other things. Also, it's very hard to do CPR when you're traveling down the road. CPR does not stop unless you get a rhythm. So when you're in the back of an ambulance, they're turning left, hitting hard rights, hitting potholes, or whatever the case is, the device, the Lucas device, is not affected by all of that movement.
SFD says they plan to buy more devices in the future. A Shreveport nonprofit is low on some supplies, but KSLA News 12's Jade Myers tells us how you can help.
Basic necessities provide things like diapers for people who need them. Now they need donations to fulfill orders.
Pamela Rowell is a co-director of Basic Necessities. She said some shelves are usually fully stocked with diapers, but a recent influx of orders has the organization running low.
We happen to be in a cycle right now where we've gotten 40 or 50 orders, and we have been able to fill some of them, but we're having to wait till we can restock to fill the rest.
The organization has distributed over 100,000 diapers. Rowell explained the importance of providing these products.
If you're low income and diapers are expensive, sometimes it's difficult to get enough diapers because a baby can use up to 12 diapers a day.
Right now, she's hoping for donations to fill the gaps on their shelves.
It's a very serious need. I don't mean to make light of it. It's very serious. I mean, for the baby, it can be serious. I mean, it can be a health issue and quality of life issue.
Basic Necessities are accepting donations at their office and also on their website. If you want more information about this story, you can find it on our KSLA News 12 app. In Shreveport, Jade Myers, KSLA News 12.
Well, you heard it there. Those are some of the sounds of the 34th annual African American History Parade. The leading organizer for the parade says it's about unity. Just take a look at all those smiling faces out there from earlier today. We talked to a mother and her son at the parade who say this is about acknowledging our history and celebrating it.
Our children need to understand who they are and whose they are and be able to celebrate their blackness, and I just want to make sure that they know that they are special, they are empowered, and they can be anything that they want to be, and this parade helps my children to celebrate who they are.
It got candy, toys, and they be throwing us, and they be passing out long toys and candy.
Despite the chilly temperatures, the parade had a good turnout today. And tomorrow, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated Sigma Rho Omega chapter will be hosting a 5K and 10K bike ride. This bike ride is to help raise awareness for women's heart health. The ride will be held tomorrow at 2 p.m. at Caddo Common Park at 869 Texas Avenue.